to Langrisser news from the future. So right on part 1 of this video, we will be featuring this new hero's talent, skills, exclusive skills, and 3C, and this is none other than it holds Roland. Oops. Sorry, not this host Roland from Japan. Oops. Give me a moment, guys. Let me change back. Roland from the Langrisser verse. Sorry, guys. Give me a moment. Oh dear. Yup, this great Roland from the Langrisser universe. So not that Roland. They're equally good, handsome, but yup, this one belongs to Langrisser verse. And yup, he's the one of the new protagonists in the Langrisser family. So yup, before we carry on, a great thanks to information shared and provided by the Langrisser mobile app, 模拟站 so you. Let's get started. Oops, not this. So alright. So remember to watch to the end for the translation that I've done for you guys for the talent, exclusive skills, and 3C for this character. So here we go. All right. Starting at rank 6, Roland protagonist. His factions are from protagonist, Glory of Light, and Yellows. So based on speculations that the upcoming 3C to be promoted should more or less be Yellows, the high chance of it. So as the recent banner, there has been a lot of hero or heroines that actually has part of Yellow's faction in it. So hopefully that might be true. Though again, I quote, this is just a speculations. All right, moving back, the talent of Roland is known as Sword of Holy Brilliance. So right, the talent are as follow. Increase intelligence by 20%. After casting skills, recover 20% of HP when you end turn. Then at its start of the battle, obtain different form based on hero's soldier class. So the changes are as following. When soldier class is holy unit, you obtain convergence, get a front. So when they say yep, they apparently they are mentioning about this text being I'm not sure they are just purely referring to the class change or the soldier units, but based on, if directly translated, it should refer to the soldier class. So correct me if I'm wrong. So it's either gonna be his type class or the soldier class. So we will be getting further confirmations during demo play. All right, so for now I'll leave it as soldier class. So if a soldier class is holy unit, you obtain convergence or get a front, either of the name. So the fact as follow: you add 10% of your intelligence to your defense. Then when you initiate attack and go into battle, you will dispel 2 buff from enemies before battle. And when soldier class is mage, you will obtain Scotch Brilliance form. The effect as follow: you increase units range by +2 when using skills, when initiate attack, and after dealing damage to enemy, apply 2 random debuff to the enemies. Do note that convergence or Scotch Brilliance effect cannot be immune nor dispel. This part is referring to the form change effect, cannot be immune nor dispel. So even if you got gem to not be able to receive buff, well, you can't stop this. Alright, let's repeat again. So his talent are as follow. Number 1, increase intelligence by 20%. Number 2, after casting skills, recover 20% HP when you enter. Number 3, at the start of the battle, obtain different form based on hero soldier class. So the effect as follow. So first transformation effect is when soldier class is wholly unit, you will obtain convergence form. The effect allows you to gain 10% add 10% of intelligence to your defense. Then when you initiate attack and go into battle, dispel 2 buff from enemies before battle. Then the second form, known as Scotch Brilliance, the effects are as follow. Increase units range by +2 when using skills. And when initiating attack and after dealing damage to enemy, apply 2 random debuff to the enemy. So note that convergence and Scotch Brilliance effect cannot be immune nor dispel. So actually not too bad. It's considered a strong mage, and you can get to cut and swap between 2 types of form, which the same goes for his skills. So do know that we only be going through exclusive skills, and for full skill list we'll be going through during the demo play. So alright, so on his initial path we have his exclusive skill 1, known as molding form. It's a 1C skills, a CD of 2, the range is self-targeting, the AoE is a single target transformation skill. The effects are as follows. After using the skills, transform to another form from your talent. Then you increase attack and intelligence by 20%. And after using these skills, you can move another 2 blocks and attack again. So these are AA skills, aggregate skills. The effect will last for 2 turns. If there is any ally Prisia on the field, you increase the turn effect to 4 turns, and you apply the effects to Prisia too. So alright, let us repeat again, and this time I'll explain in pointer forms. So number 1, after using these skills, transform to another form from your talent. Number 2, increase attack and intelligence by 20%. So 3, after using these skills, you can move 2 blocks and attack again. So by default, this effect will last for 2 turns. However, if there is an ally Prisia on the field, you increase the first and second effect to 4 turns, and you will apply these skills to Prisia too. So right, for exclusive skills 2, it is on his first path and on his second class. Whoa. Alright, the skill is known as Condensed Bright Breathtaking Blade. Yep, it's slightly long, but yep, that should be it. If not, you're going to get a lot of repetitive name with other skills just by using Google Translate alone. So you're going to get some uniqueness to it. So right, there's a 2C skills. As you can see, the CD and range and AoE type is nil because the CD are based on individual, as you can see, as follow. So right, as you can see, they are under this 2, it's 2 of the same skills. So it's like choosing the skills from the options. So right, so first off, the skills will appear and will change based on the different form, and the CD will be reset immediately for the skills. So the skills you see will be based on the current type of form you are in. So this is basically what they describe. So if you're under convergence form, you will gain the type known as bright boy or bright sun. The CD of the skill is 3, the range is 2, the AoE type is single target magic. So the effect are as follow. Attack and deal 1.5 times magic damage to an enemy. Deal 1 times fixed damage to enemy based on your intelligence times 1. Close combat soldiers you bring will attack together and will not receive the penalty. So basically this is like a / for Roland in the magic damage form. So as you can see, convergence form for single target strikes, attack or skills. Then Scotch Brilliance form are for AoE. So right, for the second one, Scotch Brilliant form is known as Bright On or Bright Arista. The CD again is 3, the range is 6. The AoE type is straight line magic damage. So I'm going to presume it's a 6 times 3 straight line skills. So right, the effect as follows. Deal 0.33 times AoE damage to enemies in a straight line and cause teleportations effect. You will cause damage enemies' positions to be randomly swapped, and before using the skills, you dispel 2 debuff from yourself, and you obtain immunity to the following effect for 2 turns. You will be immune to attack and intelligence reduction and unable to cast skills. So it's pretty cool. Casting these AoE skills will allow you to gain damage, attack and intelligence reductions, and also silence immunity. So that's pretty cool. And even though there is CD to these skills individually, so as long as you switch type, you can just think of it as the CD is only between 1 to 2 turns. So as long as you can just keep switching skills, there is no CD for any of the skills. The CD will be reset unless you intend to stick onto that one particular form. Then yep, things might be different. So based on his skills description, I will say Clock is definitely out of a picture for his enchantment. So right, let's repeat again. Right, so condensate bright breathtaking blade. All right, the effect is number 1. The skill that will appear will change based on the different form, and the CD will be reset immediately. All right, then number 2. So it's individually. So number 2 is convergence form. The type is known as Bright Boy or Bright Sun. The CD is 3, the range is 2, the type is single type magic damage skills. The effect are as follow. Number 1, attack and damage 1.5 times magic damage to an enemy. 2, deal 1 time fixed damage to enemy based on your intelligence times 1. And 3, close combat soldiers you bring will attack together and you will not receive penalty. So number 3 is the second form, Scotch Brilliant form. The type is known as Bright On or Bright Arista. The CD again is 3, the range is 6, the type is AoE, straight line magic damage. The effect are as follow. 1, deal 0.33 times AoE damage to enemies in a straight line and cause teleportations effect. To cause damage enemies to randomly swap positions. Then 3, before using the skills, you dispel 2 debuff from yourself, and followed by immediate obtain immunity to the following effect for 2 turns. You'll be immune to attack and intelligence reduction, and also immunity to silence because you'll be immunity to unable to cast skills. So that's it. And now so apparently for new protagonists only have 2 exclusive skills, And we will be moving on to his 3C. Again, it is form changing skill, so it depends on the current form you are in. So right, the 3C is known as flare fusions or bright dazzle fusion. Again, as you can see, the 3C skill has new range, new AoE, and new CD. So these skills effect are as follows. These skills will change based on the current form to different active skills. After changing form, the skill CD will be reset. So again, it's split into convergence and Scotch brilliant form. Or in short, you might want to treat it as single target or AoE form. So that's it. So right, convergence form is known as, the type is known as Radiant Strike. The CD of the skill is 3 turns, has a range of 2. The type is single target magic attack. So the effect as follows: attack and deal 1.6 times damage to an enemy. Dispel 3 buff from enemy before battle. Then close combat soldiers will attack together and you will not receive penalty. If enemy has 2 or more debuff, you will attack first. And after killing an enemy, gain for 2 turns the following buff effect. After actively dealing damage to an enemy, you will do an additional follow-up fixed damage to the enemy based on 2 times your intelligence. Sorry, I'm gonna repeat again based on form. If not, just going through one shot is gonna be quite draggy. So let us repeat again. For convergence form, known as the single target attack form. Okay, this Radiant Strike effect. So number 1, attack and deal 1.6 times damage to an enemy. Number 2, dispel 3 buff from enemy before battle. Number 3, close combat soldiers will attack together and will not receive penalty. Number 4, if enemy has 2 or more debuff, you get to attack first. Number 5, after killing an enemy, gain for 2 turns the following buff effect. The effect as follows: after actively dealing damage to enemy, you will deal a follow-up fixed damage based on 2 times your intelligence to the enemy. So actually it sounds pretty good with all this effect. And he's a hero who get to switch between AoE and single target. That's pretty nice. So moving on to his second form, the AoE form, Scotch Brilliance form. The type is known as Shining Realm or Dazzling Light Boundaries. The CD again is 3, the range is 3, the AoE is 3 blocks. So alright, the effect as follows: deal 0.36 times AoE damage to enemies in range. Apply 1 random strong debuff to enemies' damage for 2 turns. And if this skills damage 3 or more enemies, gain for 2 turns the following buff effect. When you initiate attack and go into battle, increase damage deal by 20%. So as you can see right now, for single target, for its 3C, single target will cause debuff for enemy and buffing for your AoE skills, whereas for the AoE form will give you buff which will strengthen your single target attack or skill. So it's trying to encourage you to do interchanging for the forms, because despite there is CD for the individual type, but if you keep convert and change your form type, the skills will be reset. So for playing Roland is basically to encourage you to keep abusing and spamming your form change. So alright, let's repeat again for the AoE type, Scotch Brilliant form. So number 1, deal 0.36 times AoE damage to enemies in range. 2. Apply 1 random strong debuff to enemies damage for 2 turns. 3. If this skills damage 2 or more enemies gain for 2 turns, the following buff effect: when initiate attack and go into battle, increase damage deal by 20%. So that's it for Roland. I gotta say, in terms of sequence, I will go for the mage, which is Scotch Brilliance form. You'll be spamming your single target, your AoE form first, and also to apply strong debuff to enemies. Then on next turn, you will change to single target skills. This will highly increase your chance to one-shot or kill the enemy with your single target skills. So this is just my thoughts. And before we end, and sadly, despite Roland sounds that cool, nice, and strong, it is nowhere near tier 1 or tier 0 as during the Apex S15. There are very little usage of Roland in the Apex match. It's not that because it's not that he's weak or he's a bad mage. Apparently, based on comments by the pro scenes or pro players, is that Roland is a strong mage, but it's just what's the word? It's just that he's basically the strong mage that are the same as other strong mage. So he has the weakness as other strong mage, but he also has the pros as other strong mage. So it is not a must for you to spam your resources to upgrade and use him. So meaning if you already have 6 stars mage characters like Langrisser, which is a very strong mage in the Apex scenes already, whereas Roland is a new hero where you will have to spam resources to get him to rank 6 in order to use him in the Apex. Yep, apparently they are being released during the S15 Apex competition, so there is no need for you to actually spam so much ticket just to get him to rank 6 in order to use it for the competition. He is not tier 0, and he has, like I said, he do enjoy the benefits of mage and at the same time the weakness of other mage. And not to mention, he do not have self-revivals effect, so he still need to rely on tanker to protect him. So the suggestion is that since he's strong, but he's still like your currently active mage, there is no rush or special needs for you to put him into the box or to rush summon him to rank 6. But what do you guys think? Leave it down in the comment section below. This is Kami. Remember to like and subscribe. See you guys on part 2 of video featuring Priscia. Goodbye.